Okay, so since you understand this case, we spend the money for 2 assets, 1 expense. After you understand the numbers, just use journal entry, write down 2 assets, 1 expense, right? So what are these 2 assets, 1 expense? First asset is equipment, right? So how to determine the cost is 1 plus 2. Then also we got the second asset, right? So prepaid insurance is our second asset. Okay, then don't forget, we still have another expense happen because they occurred each year. So after this, that's why total amount we spend is $455,000 for 2 assets, 1 expense. Okay. So that's our first issue we've done already. How to determine the cost. If you buy it, 1 plus 2. If you construct your own buildings, then you have to careful about the different items we have, like contractors, like architects, like a building permit, like excavation cost. Okay? Okay, then give me uh, maybe 10 minutes to finish the second issue, then that's it. Okay? So we want to talk about, since we've done the first issue, cost, how to determine the cost. Then you got your PP already, right? After you got your PP, you start to use your PP. Then we talk about the second issue is, after you start to use your PP, we still have to pay some money. So the money you pay is your expense or assets, okay? So after you got your motorcycle and you start to use your motorcycle, do you still have to pay some money on your motorcycle? Yes, right? Maybe your motorcycle have some problems, you have to repair it. So we still have that money we have to pay, right? So that's your expense or assets. We talk about that. So the second issue is after installed PP and ready for use. Okay. So we talk about at this moment ready for use. Then after that, we have additional cost. So the additional cost you have. So the additional cost we have is your expense or assets. Again, the money we spend is your assets or expense. Depends on future economic benefits, right? The money we spend will help you in the future. That's your assets. The money you spend just only for this moment without future. That's your expense. Okay? So depends on whether you have a future economic benefit. If no future economic benefit, we will record it as expense. If the money you spend have a future economic benefit, then we will record it as assets. So remember, when we talk about capitalized 资本化 means what? Record it as assets. Okay, capitalized 资本化 means record it as your assets. Okay, no problem. Okay, so the key point is whether you have future economic benefit. Did you find out? We repeat this sentence for almost 1 year, right? So future economic benefit, future economic benefit, future economic benefit. So they will define this your assets or your expense. Okay, then maybe you are going to ask, oh, sometimes it's quite hard to imagine whether they have a future economic benefit, right? So here we give you some indicators. about PPE. How to know that PPE will bring you future economic benefit? If your useful life increase, I spend the money to repair my PPE, and I find out I can use it 2 years more, 5 years more. So my useful life increase longer. Now, of course, I have a future economic benefit, right? If I don't repair my PPE, I don't repair my car, maybe my car is dead right now. But I repair it and find out I can use it 2 years more. So of course, 2 years more, that can give us future economic benefit, okay? So first indicator is you find out your useful life increase. So means what? You can use your PPE longer. Okay. Second indicator, maybe, okay, I have a future economic benefit is what? After I repair my machine, I find out the quantity of product produced increase. So it means what? Before my old machine's efficiency is quite low. So I want to produce the products. Each date, I just can produce 10 products. But after I repair my own machines, its efficiency increase. So I can produce my products like 30 quantities, 30 units. So before 10 units, right now 30 units. Can you get future economic benefit? Yes, you got 20 units more, right? Since you got 20 units more, means what? You can sell the products to customers to get 20 units money back, right? So of course, I have a future economic benefit for your second indicator. So what's that? Quantities, okay? So when your quantity increase, means what? Produce more products. Okay, when you produce more product, means what? You can sell it with more customers. Okay, so that's for second one, quantities. Okay, so when I repair my machine's efficiency is increased. Increased, I can produce more products. Of course, I can sell it with more customers. How about the third one? Qualities. Since I repair my machines, their I improve my machine's efficiency. So it means what? I can use it to improve my product's qualities. Okay. So it means what? Your product's quality increase. Quality increase. Okay. So it means your product's qualities increase. So maybe you are going to ask, product quality increase, what make a big deal? Quality increase means what? Maybe you can sell it with higher price, right? So when I try to buy something, I will find out, oh, the fruit or the products with higher quality. So I'm willing to pay more money to buy it, right? Or the fruit, the food, the low quality. So I'm going to pay the low price to buy it, right? So when I find out my product's quality improve, so means what? Means you can sell it with a higher price. Okay, so there's a few indicators for you to, to figure out, okay, the money I spent, whether they can bring you future economic benefit or not. If may your PP's useful life increase, you can use your PPE longer. Or when you find out your PP's efficiency increase, so they can help you to produce more products or to have you produce higher quality of products, then you still can get the future economic benefits. Okay? Any questions? So for these cases, then you find out, okay, the money we spend have future economic benefit. So that's our assets. Okay? So based on the case, usually the money you spent, we can classify them into two separate groups. With the future economic benefit, without future economic benefit. Okay? So when the money you spend, no future economic benefit. Okay? So for that group is ordinary repairs, 一般维修，经常维修。Also, we call them revenue expenditures, 收益支出。Revenue expenditures, ordinary repairs. Okay, maybe when you look at some finance news or when you look at some finance textbooks or courses, that will tell you the term more. Revenue expenditures, 收益支出. So what does it mean? Ordinary repairs. So usually we talk about the small money we pay, okay? So it's small amount we paid. So when small amount you paid, usually they happen quite often, right? So we talk about the small money you paid, and they occur quite frequently. Let you guess, for that situation, usually they will provide you future economic benefit or not. So for you guys, like what? For your lunch box, you spend the money to buy the lunch, right? So it's small money. Then you buy the lunch box every day, right? So they happen frequently, okay? So do you think the money you spend for your lunch is assets or expense? It's expense, not assets. Why? You say, no, if I don't eat the lunch, I'll die. Okay, but you will be die. Your die means you just maintain your life. Okay, but remember what we talk about. That will improve, increase yourself. Okay, you spend the money to buy the lunch, just maintain your life. Will that increase your IQ, EQ? No, it's not, right? So you just spend the money to buy the lunch, to buy the drink. They just maintain your life. They cannot improve yourself, okay? So you still take the accounting quiz, got the same score, okay? So only buy the lunch, just maintain your life. They won't change, improve your ability. They don't, okay? So for this case, you have to understand, they don't have no future economic benefit. Okay, so for that, revenue expenditures, 收益支出, ordinary repairs, that's our expense. Okay, so for motorcycle, for your car, it's like what? You have to change your oil quite each year or each month, right? So you do this kind of things, that's our expense. So the expense, we call it maintenance and repairs expense, 维修保养费用。 Okay? So usually for small money, and they occur frequently and only to maintain your PP's situations, maintain your life, then this expense, okay? Because they cannot improve anything. Now, how about the other one? The other one, we call it major repairs, 重大维修. Also, it's quite often when you find out in finance is capital expenditures, 资本支出. So when we talk about capital expenditures, means what? We spend a big money on this. Okay? So it's material amount, big money. So materials, big amount. So for the big amount of money you spend, they occurred often? Of course not, right? The big money you spend, there's only maybe once or twice each year or once every 2 years, something like that. So they occurred is infrequently. So it's like what? Do you want to study abroad someday? So if you want to study, and I'm not asking you international students, but why not? Do you know Lisa, TA? She become exchange student in Japan. So you still can study abroad, you know? Oh, do you know her good news? She got into National Taiwan University for the master program. Yeah. So congratulations. She told me yesterday, Lisa 录取台大研究所. Okay. Okay. So you can try. So for this kind, it's like, okay, I want to study abroad. So maybe I have to spend $2 million, $3 million. So it's big money, right? So will it happen? Quite a lot. Of course not, right? And maybe for these 4 years, my dream is study abroad, and I will spend $2 million or $3 million, okay? So for that, is your assets or expense? Of course, assets, right? That's your investment. You invest yourself. So of course, they will improve your abilities. So they will increase the PP's efficiency abilities, okay? So increase for big amount, usually they will increase your abilities, your efficiencies. So yes, have future economic benefit. Okay, so since we have a future economic benefit, so that's our assets. Okay, so we recall it as assets. But remember, here told you planned asset affected. Just tell you if you spend money on land, then you should use which account? Land. If you spend the money on equipment, then you should write down equipment. Okay. Don't write down planned asset affected. Okay, that's only described which account you should use. Okay, so don't write down this. Okay, it's like what? Land or land improvement, equipment or buildings. Okay, so depends on the money you spend on which PPE that you should use that account to describe. You spend the money on equipment, you spend the money on land, you spend the money on land improvement, you spend the money on buildings. Okay? Okay. Any questions? No? So remember, after you start to use your PP, remember, if you spend small money, occur each year or occur quite frequently, they don't have future economic benefit, then we record it as expense, okay? But when you spend the money to change the engines, and the engines could, did you find out, for 5 years means what? Increase your useful life. So you can use the machines, the cars, 5 years more, right? So useful life increase 5 years. Okay, so you can use PPE longer. So do you have a future economic benefit? Yes. So remember, we record it as assets. Okay? Any questions? No? Then we're done. Please finish your handout. 7, 8, 9, 11, then you can go home. 7, 8, 9, 11, then you can go home. 7, 8, 9, 11. For the 7th, we want you to find out the cost of land, cost of building, cost of improvement, and other expenses. So look at these 10 items. Remember, give it some hint. You buy it for a planned site. So you buy it, this is your purpose. Purpose for the land. So you don't need the buildings. So that buildings, you don't need it. Okay? So you will remove it. So remove. So for item 4, you spend the money to buy the planned site. So that's your purpose. But you find out on the land have old buildings. Can you move the old buildings? You cannot. That's why you have to spend the money to buy it and remove it. Okay? So here give you some hints. And also, current year. Remember, current year, they happen every year, each year. So that's another keyword you have to be careful. Okay, that's it. So please finish page 7, 8, 9, 11. If you're done, you can go home.